to all of the people standing behind me and all of the people in this room and so many great politicians and great dignitaries and friends. I just want to thank you all. This is a very special night. And this is the first, because the big night is going to be in November when we take back our country, and truly we do make our country great again. Thank you very much, everybody.
There are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulated him on his victory, and now going forward he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
Well, I don't think there's any surprise here. Donald Trump won in a landslide victory last night at the Iowa caucuses, winning over 51% of the vote in all 99 counties. Yeah, he won every single one of them. Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley spent more than double in campaign ads compared to Donald Trump. And what ensued, especially for Nikki Haley, was embarrassing, to say the least.
I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
What the hell are you talking about?
A two-person race? Nikki, you came in third. Your speech isn't going to make your third place win sound any better. In fact, Nikki Haley could have actually come in fourth place had it not been for a bunch of Democrats who went in and changed their party affiliation and caucused as Republicans to support her.
This was a room in favor of Nikki Haley, overwhelmingly so. Ron DeSantis second, Donald Trump a distant third. The most interesting development of the evening, and Anthony Salvanto will find this to be very interesting indeed. They had 50 forms for people who wanted to register tonight or switch their party registration. They ran out of those forms. Members of the caucus team here had to run out to multiple people's homes to get printer paper and get their printers fired up. They printed another 25 or so sheets of paper. They estimate about 75 people were new registrations or switched their registration from Democrat to Republican in order to play in this caucus tonight. And I think that's a big reason why Nikki Haley was lifted up.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Yes, we know it's the same story of Democrats manipulating the vote to keep Donald Trump out. In fact, this man, who is actually one of Nikki Haley's donors, said the quiet part out loud over who is actually funding Nikki Haley's campaign.
We actually have a large fundraiser on the 30th of January at a major apartment in New York City, where we're raising a tremendous amount of money. Believe it or not, a number of it coming from Democrats.
It's pretty clear that Nikki Haley has been nothing but a neoconservative warmonger. And just to show you how much the Democrats and the liberal media establishment has been behind her, look at how Joy Reid reacts to Nikki Haley losing.
I mean, it's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady that's got to try to win in a party that is deeply anti-immigrant and which accepts the notion that you can say immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump.
Really? You're going to go with Nikki Haley for the race card and not my man? Joy Reid also said this about the voters in Iowa and what she thinks the real problem is.
These are white Christians. That this is a state that is overrepresented by white Christians that are going to participate in these caucuses, yes. Especially tonight. They see themselves as the rightful inheritors of this country, and Trump has promised to give it back to them.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Yeah, it's white Christians that are the problem. But the whole point of the caucuses taking place in Iowa is the fact that it's a purple state. It's definitely 50-50 between Democrats and Republicans, so it should give you a more moderate sense of where people stand politically. But I think what Trump's victory indicated last night is that people are not willing to settle for these establishment candidates anymore. People are just tired of the Haley types and the DeSantis types. The only other candidate who led an excellent campaign, he actually visited all 99 counties, was Vivek Ramaswamy. And sadly for me, because I love Vivek so much, he came in fourth place. After Vivek dropped out of the race, he did the right thing and immediately endorsed Trump.
And I'm also making the decision that this has to be an America First candidate in that White House. As I've said since the beginning, there are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulated him on his victory. And now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
What I love about him is that he's young, authentic, intelligent, articulate. And I've been saying for a while now that he would be an excellent choice in 2028.
I also want to congratulate Vivek because he did a hell of a job. He came from zero and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%. And that's an amazing job. They all did. They're all very smart people, very capable people.
I hope that Trump picks him as his VP. He's my favorite pick, but at the very least puts him in his cabinet this year. Like Vivek was saying, him and Trump are really the only America First candidates on the ballot, and I really think he has a lot of potential to shine come 2028. Because Trump didn't appear at any of these GOP debates, Vivek just absolutely killed it. The way that he stands up to the media, the way he stands up to the deep state, especially someone young and can offer a fresh perspective and isn't approaching 80 like Donald Trump. Just to show you how much the establishment is afraid of Vivek, Fox News and the New York Times, they pretended like Vivek wasn't even in the race. They're not even showing his name on the screen.
CNN didn't even want you to hear Trump's victory speech.
I can't imagine why they think that's a good thing.
Donald Trump declaring victory with a historically strong showing in the Iowa caucuses. If these numbers hold,
there is a reason that we and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. There is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. That is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are. And so his remarks tonight will not air here live.
Yeah, don't worry. CNN and MSNBC are here to tell you what they think is true.
Anybody in the MAGA base, all they cared about watching these caucuses was Trump and Vivek. And what these candidates should have done, which Vivek is correctly doing now, was to drop out and endorse Trump and all be on the same team, instead of trying to split the vote. That just simply wasn't going to work.
And the big picture takeaway from that, and I don't mean to be, again, too dark, as you said, on this, but it is not. If we are worried about the rise of authoritarianism in this country, we are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country, if we're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government, the leader who is trying to do that is part of that equation. But people wanting that is a much bigger part of that equation. Right. Once you have radicalized one major party so that those are the preferences of the people who adhere to your party, the leader is interchangeable. And yes, Trumpism is sometimes what we call it. MAGA movement is probably a better way to do it. But there is an authoritarian movement inside Republican politics that isn't being bamboozled by Trump. They are pushing Trump to get more and more extreme, because the more extreme things he says, the more they adhere to him.
Yeah, it seems as though all the indictments and the witch hunts that are going against Trump are making him more popular. And the American people are not going to settle for the actual authoritarian and fascists like Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the establishment rhinos. These people at NBC are sitting there and they thought that they could actually prop up Nikki Haley. You're not going to change people's memories about Trump. You're not going to change the MAGA base, which has been growing stronger and stronger. Trump is the nominee. Get over it.
For f***'s sake, get over yourself.
And if Trump didn't already have enough on his plate to deal with, he had to fly from Iowa straight to New York, getting virtually no sleep, having to deal with that defamation trial, which is actually just another witch hunt, conveniently right after the caucuses and just before the New Hampshire primaries. This man will stop at nothing to fight for our country, as much as he has to roll with the punches.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Thanks for watching Inverted World.
All I do